Hi everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I am excited to bring to you this really fun revamped easel card. It's not your normal easel card. It has a smaller panel on the front that opens up and you can see this cute little fox and this adorable piece. It stands on a mantle top or desktop just like that, and you can lay it flat to mail it. It's a really fun card, and it's Fun Fold Friday, so obviously you're going to get a nice Fun Fold card. I'm using the Friends of the Forest this week, so I have used that for my base. Let's go ahead and get started, and I will show you how to make this cute card. So the base of my card is Sahara Sand, and it is 5.5 inches across by 6.5 inches downwards. And I have scored it at 4 1/4 on the long side, which means the 6.5 inch length, I scored it at 4 1/4 inches. It has made this cute score mark right here. And I'm gonna fold that, and that forms my top flap. Let's get that to lay a little better. All right. So we are using In Good Taste paper, and I love this beautiful wood grained paper. So we are going to go ahead and attach that onto the two panels. I'm going to be using my Stampin' Seal and attaching that onto this top panel, leaving a border all the way around. So this piece of DSP is 2 inches by 5 1/4. And then the one for the inside, which is the larger, is 4 by 5 1/4. And it is going to go right in here. It's such a beautiful piece of wood grain paper. So we will center that. And there's our inside panel. So that's what we have so far. Now, we have our mechanism. And our mechanism is a folded piece of the same color as our base, our soft suede. I mean, not soft suede. Good Lord, what am I thinking? Our cardstock is Sahara Sand. And this piece is 3.5 inches by 4 inches. And so down the 4-inch length, I scored it in half. So I did at 2 inches, and this is going to get folded. And this is our mechanism for our card. So it is going to get adhered just to the top section. And the fold is going to be here on this score line. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move it over to where it's centered. Only this piece is going to get glued, so I'm going to hold it in place. I'm going to go ahead and add my adhesive, or try to add my adhesive. And it's a very strong adhesive. I'm just going to press that into place. Use my bone folder to burnish it down. And then this is my flap. Okay. Now this is the part that's going to bend and form my easel. This piece is going to stay intact, and it is going to get glued right on top, but only on this portion, and this portion is going to get no adhesive. But before I do that, I'm going to use some Pansy Petals Designer Series paper. Isn't this such a pretty color? I just thought it went really well with the Sahara Sand. And of course, all that floral images are perfect for my woodland creatures that will be on my card. And I pulled my colors out of the paper, and that's how I decided what color I would color all my little creatures. And since they could be whimsical, they could be any color you want, right? It's your card. So this is going to get layered. Now I've also used layering circle dies. If you guys know me at all, if you've watched any of my videos, I use these on almost every card. I absolutely love them. This is the very largest scallop and the very largest circle. This is soft sea foam. This is polished pink. And we're going to go ahead and attach those together. I'm going to use wet adhesive. I seem to like it better when I do circular things. It's just easier than trying to go a circle with a straight lined tape runner. So I like to use wet glue when I'm doing circular things, and also gives me that wiggle room so I can slide it into place perfectly to have that little pop of pink around that soft sea foam color, which happens to be the background of this piece of DSP, which is why I used it. We're going to go ahead and glue it down. So again, some more wet glue here. I probably use more than my fair share. You don't need that much, but I just get a little excited when I start using it. So that is going to get centered onto my main panel. So that's what we have so far. Are you guys with me? All right, as you can see on my card here, we have main tree image out of the Friends of the Forest. We also have a cute little bird and a bunny. I have stamped and colored in the tree, but we need a bunny and we need a bird. So let's go ahead and stamp those. I'm going to use my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I'm going to use this white space here because we're going to cut that tree away. So I'm going to ink my bunny up, and I will stamp him in that corner. Let's get our bird and stamp the bird in this corner. And the fox has already been stamped and cut out. He goes on the inside. So I'm just going to close my ink pad temporarily. I am going to be using it for my sentiment and for some inside stamping on our inside of our card. But for right now, I'm just going to clean those. We'll color in our bunny and our bird, and then we can cut the tree, the bunny, and the bird out all at once. So let's do our bird yellow. Cute. And this is our So Saffron. I've used the dark. And then this is our polished pink, and it is the light polished pink that I'm using for the bunny. And like I said, I picked the colors for these out of the DSP. So there is our bunny, and it will lighten as it dries. We're going to leave the tail fluffy and white, and the ear, inner ear also. So that's the coloring. Let's go ahead and fussy cut this out. I'm going to start with the tree and get it moved out of the way here. I'm going to start down here at the trunk, and I'm just going to work my way around in a circular motion, but where it does dip in, I am going to also dip my scissor in and work my way around to form a really cute fluffy tree. And like I said, going in where it goes in, I think it helps define the tree and make it look a little bit more whimsical when you do that. Just kind of following the shape that the artist gave with the leaves. Now, I did color this tree with the light soft suede Stampin' Blend for the trunk and branches, and the leaves are with the dark soft succulent. So those are the colors that I used when I colored this tree in. The fox was colored in by the cardstock that I used. I used Pale Papaya cardstock to stamp my fox with the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. So I didn't have to color the fox. The paper was already colored, and therefore my fox took on that color. I will show you him in a minute. But I did fussy cut him out already. So there's our tree. And let's go ahead and cut these pieces off. Make it a little easier to have something to hold on to. We'll do our bunny. And yeah, the fox turned out really cute. So I'll show you him as soon as I'm done fussy cutting these pieces out. And then we can assemble our easel mechanism of our card. Leaving a border, I think that's too big around that ear, so I'm going to come back in and trim that in a minute. I went a little bit wonky there with my scissors. But the nice thing about fussy cutting is you can come back in and fix it if you feel like you've left too much of a border around it, which I did on this ear. So we're going to come in a little closer. Take my time, making sure not to cut too close, but to get that nice distance that I wanted. There we go, much better. So there is my bunny. And let's do this cute little bird. This will just take a minute, he's so small. So we'll work our way around him. And I'm going to prop him on one of the branches of the tree. He'll be sitting in the tree. I'll use a mini Stampin' Dimensional to attach him. And we're actually going to be using some Stampin' Dimensionals today to make the easel mechanism work. I'll show you what I mean in a few minutes. So there's our bird. Okay, done with all of our fussy cutting. Let's go ahead and attach some mini and regular sized dimensionals onto our images. So we'll go around this tree. I'm going to do one in the center so it doesn't dip down. And then I'm going to use some minis on the trunk here. So there's our tree. Let's see, I might can fit a large dimensional or a normal sized one on the bunny's head here. Oh, that was cutting it close. We'll do for the body, and then we'll put one mini for the head of the bird, and then I'm going to trim. You can see as I'm using up my mini dimensionals, it has this nice wide border, so I do save those, and I use them when I need them, like this. So I'm going to do the little part of the bird here. If I can pull this off, I will attach this piece onto the bottom section of the bird because he needed a little bit more reinforcements, and then we're going to do the bunny's ears. So we'll do 2 pieces for the ears, and I just basically work my way around the outer edge and cut these thin little strips because sometimes you do need support on your projects in these thinner spaces like that. Here is the fox, and we're going to go ahead and add some mini dimensionals onto him as well, and one onto his tail there. We'll use the little border pieces for his feet area, so let's go ahead and cut for him. Over here we'll do 2 pieces so that he has some reinforcements on his leg area. Let's see if I can pull these off. There's one. All right. So let's use this on our fox. And then we can start pulling these off and assembling our cute forest friends here. All right. Now, you know, I used my Take Your Pick tool. It's what I like to use to attach to pull the backs off the dimensionals. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this panel to this bottom section. So I'm just going to run my tape runner along this bottom piece. And just this bottom piece is going to get that. And then I'm going to line this up. It's the same size as the top, and match it. And I will use my bone folder to press it into place. Now it needs something here to stabilize it. It's going to be this fox. So let's go ahead and start with him. We'll pull these pieces off. Come on. I pulled this whole foam piece off, didn't I? Goodness gracious. I didn't have it pushed down good enough, I guess. And it came right up. There we go. Let's pull this last one off. And let's get all these little stray pieces into my trash can. All right, fox, here we go. So he is going to be the part that stops this mechanism. So see, now there he's in place. Let's do the tree next. So we'll pull off these larger ones. And now these smaller ones. And we will set our tree onto our large circle. Now I'm going to actually attach a base and some words here. And before I glue, we can put the bird, but we can't do the bunny yet. The bunny's going to be last. I'll pull the backings off of the bird and we'll put him in the tree on this branch here. But we're going to stamp the words, "Glad you're my friend." That's going to go in the tuxedo black. This piece is Pale Papaya, and it's 3/4 of an inch by 2 3/4 of an inch. We do have a banner's punch that does cut. It just cuts a very shallow banner portion, and I want this one to be deep. So I'm coming in really deep with my scissor, and I want it to be a long piece. So I can't use the banner for this, the banner punch, but I can make my own long pointy one. The other one would have been a lot more shallow, and I really wanted it to be nice and long. So I have to do it myself, which is fine. Just make sure that you meet that end there. There we go. So there is that. And then we're going to stamp along the inside that cute little flower. So let me grab that. We're also going to use the tuxedo black for that. So we'll do one in the middle and then one on either side. Just like that. That's it for stamping now. Can move that out of the way, and let's go ahead and clean these before I happen to stick my finger in on them and get it all over myself, hence the name Inky Hands. But warm hearts for sure. Okay, we're gonna put some seal adhesive on this, and it's gonna go on the inside up here so that you have a little place to write whatever you want to say on your card. And our little fox inside is so cute. So there's that. Now, this piece here, we're going to attach our dimensionals onto the back. I'm going to use 2 of them. It's overhanging, so I don't want it close to that piece, but we're going to put 2 right in the middle, like that. We're going to pull the backs off of it. And then on the back side, it's going to be overlapping this tree. So on this flap here, I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive, especially on this top one of our wet glue, so that our sentiment that is overlapping our tree area here. I have to move this one down. It's too far over. Put it right next to each other there, so that this piece is butted up right there. And we want to make sure that those dimensionals stand up, but we don't want any so that when we see here, it's not showing, which is why we didn't put it that close to the edge. Now we can put our bunny. We had to put that piece in the way because the bunny's ear kind of overlaps that flap, and I just wanted to make sure that you could still see his cute little ears, like so. There's our bunny. All right, so there's our card. The finishing touch, of course, is the beautiful brushed brass butterflies. Say that 3 times fast. Brushed brass butterflies. Here they are. They're really pretty. And I am actually going to use the pointy end rather than the other to attach them onto my card. I want 2 of these little ones flying over here near my bunny. Oops, come on. The adhesive side has to go down first. They're definitely challenging, but they're worth it because they're so pretty. Okay, there's one. Let's put this other one right here. And I normally just put 3 embellishments, but I just felt like I needed to add a 4th one. So we're going to put one in the tree about right here. We'll play a Where's Waldo with it, see if we can find it. So there's my 4th one. But these are really beautiful. You have the larger and the smaller brushed brass, which is the material, butterflies. Just be gentle with them. They are a little more tender of an embellishment, but I do love them. And that is our easel card. So we'll put this one up and this one down so that you can see them both ways. Don't forget, we used the cute Friends of the Forest stamp set to make this fun easel card on Fun Fold Friday. I appreciate you watching. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. And if you don't mind helping me out, give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment if you're interested in letting me know something about this card, if you have any questions, or if you just want to say thanks. I appreciate it. I'd love the feedback. Share my video with your friends, and definitely hit that subscribe button at the end of the video. You'll see a picture of my face. Just click on that and you can subscribe. When you subscribe, you're going to get notifications of when I post new videos. I do post on my blog every single day, Inky Hands Warm Hearts. I will link that in the description below, as well as all the products that I use to make this card. If you would like to purchase them, you can get them from my online store. Thanks for supporting my channel. I'm really grateful for that. And thank you again for your time. You guys have an awesome day. And again, with any questions, drop them in the comments below. Thank you for watching. And this is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping.